The Epstein Island. It's currently one of the most controversial places on Earth. Now, if some of you guys are confused, this is where sex offender Jeffrey Epstein orchestrated his web of darkness. Prior to his death, Epstein allegedly hosted a slew of teenage females on his own private island. Many aspects of this island were shrouded in mystery, including the activities that took place on the island. So, what became of the billionaire's Caribbean estate? Let's see. Imagine this. In 1998, Epstein splurges an astonishing $7.95 million on Little St. James, a 75-acre haven he whimsically names Little St. Jeff's. Now, this wasn't your ordinary Caribbean retreat. We're talking concealed gems, clandestine spas, and a pool concealing more secrets than mere water. Fast forward to 2016, and Epstein expands his warped real estate portfolio by adding Great St. James to the mix. Locals, acutely aware of the island's sinister reputation, colloquially term it Pedophile Island. Terrifying legends circulate among Virgin Islanders of daily sightings of girls, including small children, making their way to the island. Born and raised in New York City, Epstein, initially a teacher without a college degree, metamorphoses into a financier surrounded by an exclusive social circle, procuring women and children for heinous acts of sexual abuse. The roster of high-profile figures linked to Little St. James is disturbingly extensive, ranging from Bill Clinton to Stephen Hawking. Even in his infamous BBC interview, Prince Andrew concedes to visiting the island. The FBI, suspecting foul play, conducts a raid on Little St. James 2 days after Epstein's demise in his prison cell, aiming to unearth the truth behind his alleged trafficking ring. Yet the FBI isn't the sole entity drawn to the island's enigma. In 2019, YouTubers Jeff Berwick and Luke Radowski took matters into their own hands, persuading a local to ferry them to Little St. James. Armed with a mere 30 minutes, they explore the island before hastily retreating at the sight of other individuals. The focal point of their investigation, the temple, a blue and white striped edifice that becomes the epicenter of bizarre conspiracy theories, with some labeling it a ritualistic abuse site. Now let's peel back the layers of Epstein's Island. You see, Epstein's trajectory from a teacher without a college degree to a financier with a dark secret is emblematic of the systemic issues that allowed him to evade justice for so long. The island, with its hidden complexities and notorious visitors, serves as a microcosm of the larger web of power, privilege, and corruption that allowed Epstein's actions to persist unchecked. The FBI's involvement, while shedding some light on the investigation, leaves lingering questions about the extent of the trafficking ring and the complicity of those who may have turned a blind eye. The raid on Little St. James is a pivotal moment in the quest for justice, but it also serves as a reminder for the insidious nature of abuse of power. You see, after Jeffrey Epstein's demise, there protracted a 3-year legal battle ensued over his estate, delving into the horrors of his islands. In 2022, the Virgin Islands asserted their claim, demanding a colossal $105 million from the estate to settle accusations of sex trafficking. This legal quagmire culminated in the mandated sale of Epstein's 2 islands, Little St. James and Great St. James. A stark settlement condition dictated that half of the sale proceeds would be allocated to a government trust intended to fund programs supporting victims of sexual abuse. A dire testament to the depth of Epstein's atrocities. By 2022, the estate had disbursed a staggering $121 million to 136 women who had suffered unspeakable abuse at the hands of Epstein, underscoring the extent of his heinous actions. However, the financial toll was merely the tip of the iceberg in a multifaceted legal saga that traversed environmental ramifications and an indelible impact on human lives. Epstein's wanton disregard for planning restrictions inflicted significant environmental harm on the island's pristine surroundings, which are rich in wildlife and bordered by fragile coral reefs. His unchecked construction and flouting of conservation norms led to an environmental catastrophe. Environmental inspectors were rebuffed at the island's pier, emblematic of Epstein's audacious abuse of power. Consequently, the estate faced a substantial $450,000 penalty for contributing to the extensive environmental damage. The devaluation of the islands during their sale in 2023 was a surprising twist in the tale. Billionaire Stephen Dikoff emerged as the buyer, acquiring both for a mere $60 million. The founder of private equity firm Black Diamond Management, Dikoff has a profound connection to the Virgin Islands, having called it home for over a decade. His vision for Little St. James is ambitious, a transformation into a world-class resort, with plans to enlist architects and engineers for a project slated to open its doors as early as 2025. However, the narrative takes a chilling turn as we navigate through the ongoing legal proceedings, where a lawsuit filed by Virginia Roberts Jeffrey unveils the sinister underbelly of Little St. James. Jeffrey, Prince Andrew's accuser, alleges the island was the epicenter of a global grooming scheme orchestrated by Epstein's recruiters. Vulnerable young women targeted for abuse and manipulation were enticed with displays of wealth and power, coerced into sexual servitude, and subjected to unimaginable horrors. The legal battle between Jeffrey and Prince Andrew concluded with a settlement in February 2025. The Virgin Islands Attorney General's offer further points out that between 2001 and 2019, Epstein's organization transported underage girls to the Virgin Islands, where they faced sexual servitude, forced sexual acts, and coerced commercial sexual activity, and forced labor, a shocking revelation that demands urgent attention. Now you see, Epstein, in his pursuit of illegal activities, formed alliances with various defendants, both companies and individuals who were complicit in, facilitated, and concealed his criminal endeavors. Their motivation? Financial benefits and many others, including sexual services and forced labor from victims, and a dark nexus of exploitation that has reached global proportions. Little St. James, characterized in legal complaints as a mere pit stop in a worldwide network of private flights, served as a node for transporting sex, trafficking victims to various locations, including London, Paris, Tangier, Grenada, St. Louis, Palm Beach, and Atlantic City. Shockingly, some victims were reported to be as young as 12 years old, emphasizing the heinous nature of Epstein's operation. The island was not just a location, it functioned as a prison for the victims, where Epstein held absolute control over communication with the outside world. Reports revealed distressing incidents of victims attempting to escape, only to be thwarted by Epstein's reach. In one instance, a 15-year-old victim tried to swim to freedom, but Epstein organized a search party, apprehended her, and confiscated her passport, leaving her trapped in the confines of Little St. James. Attorney General Denise George highlighted the insidious nature of Epstein's ownership of the entire island, making it nearly impossible for victims to break away and seek help. The island became a haven for Epstein's crimes, with victims recounting horrifying experiences of rape and coercion. Shockingly, Epstein maintained a computerized list of underage girls in or near the Virgin Islands, potentially earmarking them for transportation to the island. Attempts by authorities to scrutinize the Little St. James were met with resistance. Epstein, obligated to re-register as a sex offender annually, thwarted officials attempting to verify his residence in 2018, denying them entry at the dock and insisting on a meeting at his St. Thomas office. Staff were coerced into signing confidentiality agreements, suppressing any potential cooperation with law enforcement and ensuring Epstein's tight control over the island's operations. Monitoring a sex offender with the resources Epstein possessed, including private islands and the ability to transport victims via private planes and helicopters, presented unique challenges that allowed the Epstein enterprise to evade scrutiny. Little St. James and Great St. James, designated protected areas due to their coral reefs and fauna, were marred by Epstein's flagrant violation of building licenses and environmental regulations, leading to penalties that amounted to mere trifles for him. The accusation of Great St. James, according to legal complaints, was a mere facade to conceal the darker activities on Little St. James. The Epstein enterprise purportedly invested over $20 million in the island to safeguard their illicit pursuits from prying eyes and public scrutiny. Epstein strategically used these properties to shield his criminal enterprise, perpetuating a web of deception and concealment. As we navigate through these sinister revelations, the tale of Epstein's Islands emerges as a testament to the abuse of power, the failure of regulatory systems, and the urgent need for justice. These atrocities demand collective awareness and action to ensure that such criminal enterprises are exposed and dismantled. Anyway, do share your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for the unfolding episodes that shed light on the shocking and sinister reality of whatever happened to Epstein's Island. See you guys in another video. Until then, see ya.